Hello everyone, Panda here and welcome back to Perfect Date. I'm going to be playing a little bit more of this today as there was more of a positive reaction to this than I had expected. If you've not seen the first part, make sure you go and check it out. We are basically starting off here, and I don't really know how this works, but I did select romance last time, so this is what we're going to go for now. And we're going to try and romance Snooty Booty. I believe this is what I did last time, maybe not. And here we go. I'm splayed out like a starfish on the beach in my bathing clothes. Let's start that again. I'm splayed out like a starfish on the beach in my bathing clothes. It's a swelteringly hot day and I find it hard to concentrate on my work. So here I am. I let the cool sea wash over my feet and legs as I lay back on the sand. I hear a long, loud sigh coming from somewhere nearby, and I sit up to see where it came from. Snooty Booty, in repose, under the shade of a palm tree, is looking about her with a concerned expression, one that I've never really seen a cat make before. I go over to her to see if I can help with something. Hello, Snooty Booty. Are you okay, Snooty Booty? She lets out another long, wistful sigh. To be quite frank with you, human, no, I am not okay. I cannot expose this delicate skin of mine to the sun, but there is something I need to retrieve from further down the beach. It is quite the predicament. Oh, right, want me to fetch it for you? Oh, would you be so kind, human? I would be very grateful. Sure, it's no problem. We can't have you putting that delicate skin of yours at risk, can we? Snooty Booty looks grave. Indeed not. Skincare must come above all else, don't you know? One must never expose one's skin to the elements, human. It really is quite aging. One must also never get stressed if one wishes to retain one's youthful aura, which is rather difficult on this frightful island. Oh, I know, believe me. How do you know? Are you stressed? Oh no, that would upset me terribly. Really? That's sweet of you. Of course, you really are a precious thing. I do hope you are finding your time here pleasant. Don't worry about me, Snooty Booty, I'm fine. Now, what was it you'd like me to get for you? Well, before I tell you, I must ask that you don't inform the others of the whereabouts of this particular item. It is very dear to me, you see, as one of the few luxuries I have all to myself. Of course, that's no problem. I can be discreet when I need to be. I do hope so, human. You see, along the beach, just south of here, there's a tree which bears the ripest of coconuts all year round. It is quite splendid. The coconuts are always so sweet and creamy. Snooty Booty looks as if she's lost in a wonderful dream. Sounds lovely. It is. I like to drink coconut water as often as I can, as it's good for the skin and waistline. But the less civilized denizens of the island keep knocking the coconuts down before they're fully matured. Fortunately, no one else seems to have discovered this particular tree yet. Well, alright, Snooty Booty. I'll try and find some coconuts for you. I'll be back soon. You have my thanks, human! Right, we're doing it. I've been walking for a lot longer than Snooty Booty led me to believe. I'm not sure if this is even the right tree. They all look the same to me, although this one does seem to have more coconuts than the others. I decide to take a chance and bundle up as many as I can carry in my arms and haul them back to her ladyship. By the time I get back to Snooty Booty, I'm faint from the exertion, not to mention walking so far in the sun. I fall to my knees, panting in front of her. Here you go, Boots. She eyes the pile with a distinct air of disapproval. I only needed one coconut, human. Oh, these are far too many. Well, I do apologize, madame. Tell me you didn't plunder the tree. No, there are plenty on the ground already, so... Oh, well, that's a small mercy. At least you didn't hack them down. Hack them down with what? Well, your hands are rather large and leathery. Snooty Booty, I do not use my hands for deforestation. Well, I'm sure you did your very best, although I really don't know what I'm going to do with so many coconuts. You're welcome, I'm sure. I look down at the pile of coconuts, and it strikes me properly for the first time how strange it is that there are no creatures on the island to plunder them. What do you think it is, Snoots, that keeps wildlife away from the island? Do you mean the magnetic barrier? Magnetic barrier? Oh, do keep up, human. I thought you were meant to be a scientist. I realize you must be referring to the force field that surrounds the island. Now be a dear and crack one open for me. With my enormous hands? Well, you could try, I suppose. I push down the irritation that is slowly rising in me and smile politely. On second thoughts, I'll be right back with the screwdriver. A what? Snooty Booty looks horrified. It's a sharp metal tool that bores into things. What on earth do you need one of those for? So I can make a hole to get the water out of the coconut. How else would you propose I do it? Well, look around you, dear. Look at nature's bounties. What about that? Snooty gestures with a limp paw to a shard of rock nearby. Snoots, how do you usually get the water out of the coconut when there isn't a human around? Well, the exuberant Kibbles simply loves to break things. Had you not noticed? It's one of the reasons I tolerate him, don't you know? Far better than one of your scroll dribblers, don't you think? I reach over and pick up the rock. It does look like it can actually do the job. Alright, let's give it a try. Here goes. Holding the coconut in a palm leaf, I gently tap the shell a few times with the stone before finally whacking it. It cracks open surprisingly easy, and the water drains into the leaf. There now. See how nature provides, human? Yup. Again, you're welcome. Quite. Snooty Booty stretches her neck and upper body towards the leaf. She sticks her tongue out as far as it can go before raising her big eyes to me. I can't quite seem to... I suddenly realize what she's getting at. She wants me to bring the leaf to her? Why the hell not? I let her struggle for a moment or two before I begin to feel a little bit like a child pulling the wings off a fly. She can't help the way she is. You seem to be struggling a little, Boots. Well, you've placed my libation slightly out of my reach. Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like me to help? Bring it a little closer, perhaps? Well, of course I would, human. Are you being deliberately obtuse? I would very much like to help you, Snoots, but you make it rather difficult. How? I don't understand. I've been perfectly clear with my instruction. You see, I'm under a spell. It's a very powerful one, which prevents me from following any instruction unless accompanied by some magic words. Getting cheeky with it here. Oh, would you care to enlighten me? Well, it would go something like this. Please, human, would you mind passing me my libation? Thank you very much. There is a pause during which I'm really not sure what Snooty Booty is thinking. Suddenly, the Sphinx erupts into pearls of laughter. I seem to have forgotten my manners. Please do be so kind, human. I would be most obliged. Oh, go on then. I nudge the leaf closer to her, and she delicately laps at it. I am truly indebted. Many thanks. That looks delicious. Snooty agrees without taking a break. You know, searching for those coconuts was thirsty work. I'm sure it was. She's still lapping at the water. Oh, my throat's a bit scratchy, especially in this heat. Snooty Booty finally comes up for air. Quite. That's the beauty of the coconut, you see. So hydrating, and most palatable too. You really ought to try it sometime. I look down at the now dry palm leaf. Yes, that's a good idea, Boots. And the very best thing after drinking coconut water is to curl up and have a nap, you know? Beauty sleep is most important. Oh, is that so? Indeed, human. I suppose you have other things to do now? Well, Snooty Booty closes her eyes. I suppose I do. Sweet dreams, princess. She snores softly in reply. What the fuck? Okay, normal. This is very normal. Right, so I guess we've got these hearts. We've taken one heart off. I don't know. Research, recon. Let's do some... We've got 1.4% on the antidote. Let's do some research. Jesus fucking Christ, what? Time to round out some rowdy kitties. A slow day today. I've only got to organise a few samples. Today I'm off on a field trip of sorts with the professor. I can't wait to see what he's planning to show me. Let's do research 5. Round up some rowdy kitties. It's a sunny afternoon. Most of the cats are lazy on the beach. Perfect. Like shooting fish in a barrel. I double-check my supply list. Crates, treats, sedatives, snare, catnip, antiseptic cream for myself. I've got everything. I have a sick feeling in my tummy, but I ignore it best as I can. This is going to be a challenge, but I'm pleased the professor has trusted me with the more physical tasks. I walk out onto the beach feeling like the child catcher. Keep reminding myself that I'm doing this for the greater good, even if it makes me unpopular with the cats. I set up the crate in an unsuspecting location and keep the snare hidden behind my back. At first I stroll down, trying to look as casual as possible, whistling a tune as I walk by. I get closer to one of the smaller cats. I start to stroke her. I want this to be as painless as possible. The cat responds well to me. She even starts to purr gently. Are you going to come with me? The cat looks at me with big, wide, loving eyes. Come on then. I pick up the cat, carry her to the crate and place her gently inside. I lock it shut, even though the cat makes no attempt to escape. Well, that went better than expected. This may be a good day after all. Emboldened by my success, I approach one of the slightly larger cats. Hey matey, shall we get in the basket? I give him a little stroke. He doesn't respond badly, although he doesn't seem particularly interested either. I put my hands on either side of his body, ready to pick him up. He doesn't look happy about it and growls a warning at me. Hey mister, it's gonna be okay. We're just going on a little trip, alright? As soon as I start to lift, all hell breaks loose. Yowling and hissing, he scratches my arms to ribbons. I try to get him into the basket, but he stretches out and I can't fit him in. Oh, ow, oh no! I know when I'm defeated and I have to let him go. He scarpers off into the distance. I look down at my ravaged arms. Note to self, wear long sleeves when on caging duty. Right, well that didn't go very well. Did we complete that? If we actually completed that task, then I guess we did complete it. And that's used one of my hearts up. Well, let's do some recon then and see what this is all about. Recon 4, Recon 10, interviewing staff, secret source, a secret strange message in this middle of the night. Doesn't anyone on this island sleep? Yes, let's do this. Oh, it's nighttime. I hear my catalogue beeping. I presume it's the professor. I tumble out of bed half asleep and fumble around looking for the device. I look at the screen, my eyes struggling to focus. The message isn't from the professor at all. There's no contact information. Come outside. Who is this? Come outside. They obviously aren't going to respond to my question. Should I do as the message tells me? Yes. My curiosity is roused. I have a feeling there's something important to learn from this stranger, so I throw on my clothes and crawl out of my tent. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Anyone out here? My catalogue beeps again. Walk to the edge of the forest. I'm not going any further until you tell me who you are. Walk to the edge of the forest. No! Walk to the edge of the forest. Walk to the edge of the forest. Stop it. By now I realise I've walked to the edge of the forest. What the hell? At the edge of the forest I see something on the ground. As I get closer it becomes clear that it's a small posy of flowers. I gingerly pick them up and notice that several of the flower heads are missing. My catalogue beeps again. Follow the petals. And that's when I see the trail of little orange petals, the same colour as the bouquet I'm holding. Well, I've come this far, no turning back now. I begin to walk. I'm nervous, so I call out. Hello? No answer. Louder this time. Hello? Hello? Hello, who is that? Who goes there? It's Floofy Butt. Lovely. Major? Is that you, Floofy Butt? I really wish you wouldn't call me that, human. What on earth do you think you're playing at? Cavorting around the forest in the dead of night, causing a ruckus? Oh, Mayor, you don't know how pleased I am to see you. I need your help. And this can't wait until a civilized hour? I'm afraid it can't. I'm not the one investigating this. I've been getting messages from an anonymous source, asking me to follow them into the forest. Look, they've left this trail. Ah, Calendula maritima, marigolds, herb of the sun. They're said to represent creativity, though some believe them to be symbols of cruelty and grief. Your knowledge is always impressive, but I have to say on this occasion, it's not very comforting. Floofy goes striding off with purpose. Come along then, Panda. Are we going to follow this trail or not? I shuffle awkwardly behind him. Before the sun comes up, eh? We continue on for a short while and notice that the petals are getting more sparse. It's becoming more difficult to see them until eventually they seem to run out, and we find ourselves at a small clearing. Well, it appears someone's been playing a joke on you, Panda. I sadly agree. It's been nothing but a wild goose chase. Seems so, Mayor. I'm sorry for dragging you into this. Let's go back to our beds before we waste any more precious snooze time on this fool. I turn to Floofy Butt. I notice that his back is arched and his fur is puffed up, making him look even more floofy than usual. Something wrong, Major? You tell me, human. Does that pile of rocks look suspicious to you? Amongst myriad rock piles, I notice a small, contrived-looking cairn. Floofy Butt's right. It looks far from natural. That looks to me like it's asking to be inspected, Major. Well, get to it, Panda. You're the one with thumbs. Hell yeah. I begin to dismantle the small rock mound, rock by rock. It's not until the foundation stone is removed that we find a manila envelope. Major, look! It's a letter! Looks rather large for a letter, my dear. I think you ought to open it. Here or back at base? Having got this far, I think it's only fair that we have an equal share of the spoils. Spoils? Yes, perhaps we should look right now, Major. As I'm speaking, I've torn into the envelope. Well, out with it! It looks like drawings. Or what sort of drawings? I'm not sure, but they look quite old. Antique, even. But do they have value, human? Probably, to someone. They appear to be sketches of people here on the island, but I don't recognize anyone. Why would someone lead me to these? How do you know you were meant to find them? Because we followed a trail and it led us here. Actually, the trail into the wild back. This could be mere coincidence. I hardly see the intrigue in a few old scribbles. They show no artistic flair at all. Even so, I'm going to hang on to these to see if they prove relevant to whatever mysteries unfolding here on the island. Floofy Butt rolls his eyes. You really ought to focus more on the clues that matter, instead of running around in the middle of the night, on wild goose chases. Let's head back before anyone discovers you're missing. I roll the drawings up and tuck them into my waistband. I will study them when I have more time. I think Floofy Butt is probably right, but I don't want to miss a trick. Get some rest now, Panda. Finally, a sensible suggestion. I head after Floofy Butt, struggling to keep up. I really need some sleep. So I guess the game wants me to rest now. We've done one of each of these things. I think rest, maybe. Will it refill all of our health? It will. So I feel like if I... Yeah, we're going to rest. Nice little rest day. Ah, kitties! Trixie and Kibbles have brought me to a river... to the ridge where the pools of coloured water collect. We call them the rainbow pools. It's a beautiful day, and there's a vivid rainbow across the sky. Kibbles is over the other side from me, shouting. Wow, look at this! Come over here! He sounds further away than he is. My hearing isn't quite right, but I don't mind. What is it? You need to see it! Suddenly I'm beside him. He's looking over the edge of the cliffs, and when I look down, the sea is further away than I expect. It's such a long way down. Do you see? As I feel a push from behind, and as I begin to fall, I hear Trixie laugh. Curiosity did what? And I'm not falling at all. I'm floating, light as a feather. Fly, little bird, fly away home. This is the best feeling ever. I'm going higher now. I think it's safe to say that we're dreaming. I go higher now, up towards the rainbow. I'm gonna touch it. Mind you don't get scorched by the sun. I feel myself being shaken. Humi, you really ought to go in now. It's too hot to be out here to sleep. I'm on the patch of scrub grass beside my tent. I was just having a moment of shut-eye in the sun, but I must have fallen asleep. Oh, thank you, Trixie. I smile at the calico cat as I surreptitiously scratch at the prickly heat on my legs. Right, well I guess we go into dream sequences then when we rest. Alright, so we've got a full goddamn day of things to do. We could do more recon, more research. I'm kind of wondering what will happen when these reach the top. Let's go for a bit more research. What's this? Collecting samples. Alright, we can do that. Today I'm in the lab doing a flora research. It's not the most exciting job, but if I keep my head down, I can get through it quickly enough. It really just consists of unpacking the new samples of plants and flowers that the Professor and I have collected from our foliage expeditions and logging them into the database of organic substances on the computer. Most of them are commonplace plants that grow abundantly in the forest, but occasionally we come across something even more rare, exotic even. One of the samples I'm looking at today is Calendula incana maritima, which is very interesting indeed. I can't help speculating that it's been cultivated in the marigold's little greenhouse and then transplanted to open ground. I'm distracted momentarily by the sound of clinking glass, and I turn to see the beautiful, manicured, pure paw of a sphinx cat tapping on a beaker, nudging it perilously close to the edge of the counter. Floofy butt. Not floofy butt. What the hell is that one? Snooty booty. Boots! Stop that. You're not supposed to be in here. She laughs as though I've told a joke. That's a frightful pretty flower. If I'm not mistaken. You never cease to amaze me, Boots. How on earth did you know that? Why, I make it my business to know all about rare and valuable works of art. Art? Why not? It's been created like a sculpture or a painting. The marigolds are true artists in the garden. I wondered if they had something to do with this. It's so unusual, even its natural swampy habitat, but to have made it growing here in the forest is very out of the ordinary. Yes, its properties are extraordinary too, human. Well, I'm quite new to botanical science, so I probably don't know the half of it. Why don't you fill me in? Although I'm always happy to facilitate your learning, human, I simply can't stay here a moment longer. The air is so stale, don't you find? I ignore her sideways glance and upturned nose. Let's go to the beach and drink some coconut water, and I'll tell you everything you need to know. Snoot, I'm not going anywhere until I finish this. Don't be ridiculous, you can tinker about in here anytime, but the sun will be gone in an hour or two. I'm not tinkering, this is my job. If I don't get it done, the professor will want to know why. Then to explain to him you had better things to do. Snooty booty, I won't tell you again. If he catches you here, Pawpaw will cage you. Be careful with that flower, human. It doesn't do to inhale that fragrance too deeply. What? I turn to ask why and see her flounce out, knocking the beaker with a swish of her tail as she does. You did that on purpose. But she's gone. Leave me to clear up the broken glass. Wow, what a lovely friend that cat is. We're trying to romance the bloody cat and it's just being an asshole. Okay, the antidote progress is getting there, I guess. Some more recon. Let's do the final bit of research. Ready to leave? Once you complete your research, your time on Catalan will come to an end. No. Right, we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We could do a bit more romance. I've broken McMurphy's heart? These are all locked. Well, this one's locked. Okay, well, Snooty Booty, I'm coming back for the second date. Snooty Booty, Snoots? I've been searching for the Sphinx for what feels like ages. For a cat that never seems to move, she's surprisingly difficult to find. I am answered eventually by an unintelligible murmur coming from the shade of a nearby tree. Of course, she's sleeping. Snooty Booty? I poke her gently and try to rouse her. I have something for you, a gift as it happens. Oh, human, it's you. Whatever are you doing up and about at this time? It's midday, Boots. Snooty stares at me uncomprehendingly. I have an hour for lunch and I came to spend it with you. But if it's not a convenient time, I could always find something else to do. Wait, you mentioned a gift? Well, yes, I suppose. I had the idea while we were drinking. Well, when you were drinking from the coconut, I fetched for you the other day. I took some of the remaining coconuts over to the lab and cooked up some coconut oil. Snooty Booty opens her mouth wide. I sit awkwardly, staring at her, unsure what exactly she's doing. Well, I'm ready to break my fast, human. It's hard sometimes to know whether to laugh or spit with this spoiled feline. No boots. This isn't for eating. You mentioned how good drinking coconut water is for you, so I thought you might like some coconut oil to rub into your skin. Keep you moisturized and youthful. Aren't you terribly clever? I can't help but blush. Snooty Booty rarely compliments anyone, so I feel honored. You may begin. Snooty Booty lolls onto her back, exposing her plump pink tummy to me. Oh, you want me to rub it in for you? Snooty Booty simply smiles in response. Well, a please wouldn't go amiss. Yes, well, I didn't want to make a fuss, but I would prefer it if you asked first. I sigh. There's not much point in arguing with Princess Snooty Booty. I don't think she actually means to be rude. Sometimes she just doesn't seem to understand how to talk to people as equals. I don't have the energy to deal with it today, but I make a note that at some point, she and I are going to have a little chat about etiquette. Please, may I rub this coconut oil into your skin? Yes, you may! She looks so happy. I pour some of the pungent liquid onto the palm of my hand and rub it together with the other. I have no idea what I'm doing as I've never massaged anyone before, but I work along the lines of putting sun cream on a friend. As I touch the warm, loose skin on Snooty's primordial pouch, I'm struck by how delicate she really is, and I try to be as gentle as possible. Is that okay? You're very skillful with your hands, human. Okay. I do so wish I had those thumb things. They seem so useful. They're quite handy, to be honest, but paws are cool too. Snooty Booty lazily inspects one of her paws. Do my paws next, will you? Snooty's skin is reacting well to the treatment and has become shiny and pliant. I see the good it's doing. I move on to massage her paws, but I'm quite taken aback by the length of her claws. Oh my boots, your claws are really quite long. Don't use a scratch post or anything? A what? You know, something abrasive to file them on. Whatever for? Well, it's part of being a cat, really. Stops them catching on things? Snooty Booty's peering at me with one judgmental eye open. Caught on what exactly? Oh, I don't know, Snoots. Don't worry about it, it's fine. Oh no, do go on, I'm intrigued. You seem to be implying that there's a degree of neglect in my grooming? No, I most certainly am not. You are by far the most highly groomed cat I've ever seen. In fact, you are the perfect example of a sphinx. I'm a what? Sphinx? She's trying to get me to say perfect again. It's hard to keep my face straight. Absolutely perfect, Snoots. And you're an expert? Well, I wouldn't call myself that, but I have been reading up on sphinx cats, and you have all of the characteristics of a pedigree. It's very sweet of you to say. Remind me, what would those be? I hesitate for a moment, trying to remember what Pause for Thought listed as the top features to look for in a sphinx. There was rather a lot of info, and I want to give her the best bits. Flatter her. This is our girlfriend after all, right? Well, let's see. I have a feeling Snooty Booty would not appreciate some of the common qualities of a sphinx, including wrinkles and potbellies, so I decide to cherry pick and dress it up a bit. Sphinx cats are well known for their beautiful big eyes and high, prominent cheekbones. Snooty Booty extends her neck and widens her eyes. She also appears to suck in her cheeks, which gives her the look of someone who's not wearing their dentures. It's very disconcerting. And they have a very shapely physique. This isn't strictly true. Sphinxes tend to be quite muscular, but something tells me Snooty Booty wouldn't approve of that description. She's now extended her entire body into what looks like a yoga stretch. I see. Go on. Their skin is soft, buttery. This is sort of true. I'm listening. And they're very regal. Regal? I'm not sure where that word came from, but Snooty Booty seems to enjoy it. Well, well, human. It seems you have a vast and accurate knowledge of my kind. I'm rather impressed with you. I blush. It's not often that she gives out compliments, but when she does, it makes you feel $1 million. Thank you, Snoots. Which prompts me to take what you were saying about my claws for more seriously. Do you think you ought to tend to them? No. In what way? The length. I believe you were suggesting they ought to be trimmed. I wasn't saying that, but I don't think it's such a bad idea. Perhaps I could help you with that. A manicure? What a marvelous idea. Let's see tomorrow, same time. Well, if I can get away. I feel like she's played me. You really are most kind. Thank you, human. And with those few words, my heart is a puddle at her feet. Jesus Christ. What is going on here? I kind of want to fill the romance bar. I mean, how's that going to end? We've got 6.9% of the damn antidote. Well, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys, and I will be back next time, if you want some more, with some more Perfect Date. We're going to try and romance the pants off of Snooty Booty and see how that goes, and see exactly what happens. I'm assuming there's going to be a sex scene. There might not be though, but I'm assuming. Okay, if you enjoyed, leave a like, and I will see you soon. Have a great day, guys. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, Panda out.